cannot imagine the pain, the trials I've had to endure.
Hello, it's Uplifting Others. I have a touchy subject that I want to talk about today. I don't see a lot of people talking about it, and I feel like I want to bring more awareness to it. And I just feel like, why not talk about it? It actually motivates me to talk about it. So let's get right into it. Boys who are raped by men become homosexuals. I feel like that's not true. I wrote down some things, so let's get into it. Boys sexually abused by men believe that it's something about them that attracts males to them, and that's not true. Pedophiles admit they are attracted to boys because of the lack of body hair. Pedophiles are not able to develop and maintain a healthy adult sexual relationship. So that's a big problem right there. Many boys, straight or gay, develop fears and concerns about their sexual orientation. Heterosexual boys likely to doubt themselves. They wonder why he was chosen by a man for sex. And homosexual boys may feel rushed into considering themselves gay, or may hate his homosexuality because of that and believes it was caused by his abuse. I feel like this is like one of the most touchiest subjects that I talk about a lot of touchy things, and it just depends on who you are that it may be touchy for you. And I feel like people will say those things like, oh, they'll ask someone that's gay, did they ever get raped by a man? Because that's how they look at things. Like you have to be raped to become gay, and that's not the case at all. And a lot of times people like I read that a lot of times people or men or boys that are gay, they hate themselves because they feel like their rape caused them to be gay, and that is not the case either. It's nothing that I say we as a whole, for anybody that's been sexually abused, it's not our fault. And just because that person took it upon themselves to hurt you doesn't make you wrong for however you want to be or however you choose to be. It doesn't play a part in that. And people will have you thinking that because that makes them feel better, maybe. And that's why they like, oh, you have to be raped. Like, how can you be gay? Like, you blah, blah, blah. And that's not true at all. Or just like the little boys that there are heterosexual little boys and they've been raped so many times, or they've just been through that one incident and they just feel like they question their sexuality, because why would a man want me like that and I don't want them like that? But it makes them confused, and they're conflicted because of the situation. It's just like one of my first video, not my first video, but like I'll leave it in the cards. It's A Life of a 5-Year-Old. I believe that's the title of it. And the person wrote in and they talked about their abuse and how that happened to them. And it wasn't, I'm trying to like say the right thing, and I'm trying to like just make sure that I get the point across. Like, when that person wrote into me and I shared their story, and it was a boy, and I read it, and when they were a kid, they were abused by a foster mother's boyfriend. And soon when I read it, I'm like immediately like felt bad and I felt hurt. I'm just like, oh my, and I was angry about the situation. Not once did I think about, oh, is he gay now? Like, I don't understand people's mindsets and how they automatically go to someone being gay because of them being hurt. They don't look at it as, oh, the pedophile, the abuser. They don't look at it like them being gay. Everything is just on the child and or on the adult now. Like, because most of the time when a lot of people are abused, they don't say anything and they feel awkward, they feel bad. They just, even as a kid, like you're scared, you're afraid, you don't know what's going to happen. People can threaten you. It's a lot of things that play a factor in if you say anything. And that can affect you for, like, of course, years. Is traumatizing and you question yourself, period. Like, you question yourself. Like me, I question myself about, like, okay, is it my fault? What did I do to make him want to do that to me? So imagine a little boy or anybody. Listen, imagine yourself in someone else's shoes about the situation. Like, okay, it's a little boy and he's being raped by a man, and he knows that he doesn't like boys, or he doesn't like men. He's not attracted to them, and something like that happens to them. That makes them wonder if they are, because of who's attracted to them. Like, you can't process, as a child, you can't process everything out. Like, you just automatically go to blaming yourself and wondering why a man is attracted to you and why you was raped by a man and why was you raped, period. And imagine, like, you don't say it. For instance, if the child, the little boy, that don't say anything until they get older. So they don't say anything, and then when they do say something, depending on if they're straight or if they're gay, you have someone asking them the question, are you, like, just because you was abused, you turned out to be this way, or are you gay? Imagine how that person feels. Like, just like, for instance, if a little girl was raped by another woman, would you ask the question, oh, that's why you're a lesbian? I feel like a lot of people are not mindful of the things that they say and how they say it, and they just automatically go to, oh, you're this way because of that. And just instead of just saying, like, I'm sorry that that happened to you and how can I help you, we go to, oh, so that's why you turned out the way you did because of that situation. And that's not true. And you have the little boy that's going to grow up to be conflicted in himself and to be angry at himself because of what happened to him. And even if he's straight or if he's gay, you have to just, like, okay, well, this happens to me. It's my fault. I don't know what to do. I don't know who I can tell. I don't know if they're going to believe me, how I go from here. Like, I don't want to be gay because of my abuse, because that's what, it's a lot of things that play a factor in someone's thought process, and we're not as mindful as we should be. And I feel like if we would just sit back and just put ourselves in their shoes and to really just think about the things that we say before we say them, it would be a much better situation. Or just not like, I don't even know what to say. I don't think like everyone else. So, like, when someone tells me that they've been abused and they're a man now, they're grown up and they've been through whatever they've been through, I don't automatically think that they're gay. I don't. And so when someone tells me, like, yeah, that person gay because of this, or those, it makes me mad, because why do we automatically go to that? everyone is not the same, but it's like we don't have to say it, but we think it, and it's like, oh well, did that happen to that person to make them be that way? No, it's not their fault at all. Maybe they was that way for a long time, way before anything ever happened to them, and they don't want to be that way because of what happened to them. So imagine a little boy being hurt, and they question their sexuality, and they don't know they don't know who they are, and they are looked at differently, and people automatically go to, you're gay because a man raped you, so you're gay. And how do that child feel? Like, they become angry, they become bitter, they don't know how to express their feelings, so they bottle up everything until they explode. And that's the case for maybe a lot of people. They just bottle up their emotions, and anything can tick them off, and they withdrawn from everybody. Their behavior is different. They just don't want to be around. They don't be bothered. That's their mental health issues. And what we say to people can cause them to go down a wrong path, because words stick to us, and that's words and actions. Just because someone don't say something, their body language, how they act, how they treat you can play a part too. So I feel like we should be mindful of the things that we say and how we say them. No one deserves to get hurt in any type of way, but definitely no one deserves to be called gay or think that someone is gay just because of what they've been through. I just wish that things were different, and I wish that people treat people differently and not just go straight for like the most hurtful things that they could say or they could think of. And even if they don't mean to say them, even if you don't mean to say the things that you say, it's like, think before you say. Let that person be the one to come to you and ask you say something to you and ask you the question, or just talk to you about it. Not like, oh, so I already knew you was, from a long time ago when such and such happened to you. That's the wrong thing to say. And I feel like if that person don't say it to us, like we know something happened to them and they are homosexuals, how about we just let them let them talk to us, and we'll know from their words, and not just put words into their mouth and just think that they're this way because of what they've been through. I don't want to rant too long, because I can go on for a long time about a lot of things, and because I'm passionate about what I'm doing, I'm passionate about what I'm saying, and I feel like it needs to be more awareness to a lot of things. And once we bring awareness, things can be prevented. That's how I look at it. Comment, subscribe, like, and to just try to encourage each other, and just to be someone's voice if you can, or just to be there for someone. Thank you for watching.